God made Adam, God made Eve, made the world for us to see. They made a choice, they made a mistake, but God's love would never break. He sent helpers good and wise, prophets spoke with caring eyes. Then one day his gift so true, Jesus came for me and you. Catholic Bible Stories show.
Calling the Apostles. Jesus began preaching and teaching throughout the countryside. He performed miracles and showed people the love of God. Many people began following Jesus. They became his disciples. As Jesus proclaimed the good news to the people and gathered disciples, he began laying the foundation for his church. Jesus came to save us from sin through his death. He also came to found the Catholic Church, and for over 2,000 years, the Church has continued to proclaim his gospel message of good news. Jesus chose leaders for his church. The leaders that Jesus chose are the 12 apostles. One night, Jesus went into the hills to pray. He spent all night in prayer, and in the morning, he called his disciples together. From them, he chose 12 to be the apostles. These men, 4 of whom were fishermen, were not the ones that most people would have expected Jesus to choose. One morning, Jesus was walking along the shore, and he saw some fishermen cleaning their nets. They had finished fishing, but had not caught anything. Jesus got into one of their boats, belonging to Simon, and taught the people from the boat. When Jesus was finished speaking, he told Simon to go into deep water and put his nets in for a catch. Simon was done fishing for the day. His nets were clean, and he wanted to go home. He said,
"Master, we worked all night, and we didn't catch anything."
Jesus looked at him silently. Finally, Simon said,
"But if you say so, we will lower the nets."
Simon took his boat out to the deep and lowered the nets into the water. When he pulled them in, he couldn't believe it. He struggled with the nets, but they were so full they began to tear. He shouted to his partners, James and John, to come and help him. When they finally got all of the fish into the boats were in danger of sinking because of the great number of fish. Simon couldn't believe it. He stared at the fish and then fell to his knees before Jesus, saying,
"Lord, I am a sinful man. Leave me."
Jesus said to Simon,
"Do not be afraid. From now on, you will be catching men."
When they brought the boats to the shore, Simon, his brother Andrew, and James and John all followed Jesus, and they became apostles. Jesus changed Simon's name to Peter. He became the head of the apostles and the first pope of the Catholic Church. Some of the apostles Jesus called were even more unlikely than fishermen. One day, Jesus and some of his followers were walking through town, and they came past the post of the tax collector Matthew. The Jewish people didn't like tax collectors at all because they were also Jews, and they collected taxes from the Jewish people for the Romans. Furthermore, most of them were thieves. The Jews complained about Matthew as they paid their taxes, but Jesus just stopped and looked at him. He said to Matthew,
"Follow me."
Immediately, Matthew got up, left his post, and followed Jesus. The people were amazed that Jesus would call a tax collector to follow him, but Matthew became an apostle who devoted the rest of his life to Jesus and even wrote one of the Gospels. The 12 apostles are Simon, whom Jesus named Peter, and his brother Andrew, James and his brother John, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, Simon the Zealot, Thaddeus, and Judas Iscariot, who later betrayed Jesus. The role that Jesus gave to the apostles as leaders of his church has been passed down through the centuries to the bishops of the Catholic Church. Even the role of Peter as the head of the apostles has been passed on to the popes of the church. As successors of the apostles, the bishops have the power from Christ himself to teach, sanctify, and govern the people of God in spiritual matters.
My dear friends, if you enjoyed this Bible story, please subscribe to our channel for more stories of God's love. And remember to like and share this video so God's word may reach many more hearts. May God bless you always.